Jeremy Sochan, you are a New York Knick. What's going on, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Not at the studio today. I was literally outside waiting on my Uber to get to the airport, and the news broke that Jeremy Sochan plans to put pen to paper once he clears the waiver wire to join the New York Knicks. So I had to find a way to get back in front of a camera to get you guys this breaking news. This is why you subscribe to the channel. No matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, we're going to get you a video as soon as we can. And with Jeremy Sochan signing with the New York Knicks in free agency, this is a move that I am a big fan of. This is also a move that's not going to require someone being cut from the New York Knicks. This is a masterclass trade deadline, and if you want to extend it into the buyout market for Leon Rose, think about it like this. We'll talk about Sochan as a player, but first I got to give kudos to this front office. I know it's more than Leon Rose, but I almost, when I say Leon Rose, I mean all the brain trust with the New York Knicks. So the New York Knicks front office at the trade deadline, they ended up trading Gersh to the Chicago Bulls for Dalen Terry. They then swapped Dalen Terry and 2 second-round picks for Jose Alvarado. We all have been a big fan, I think, of what Alvarado has done in his first 2 or 3 games as a New York Knick. Last night against Philly, he was awesome. The crowd that traveled last night as well, if you were there, shout out to you. We're getting crowd pops on the road for Jose Alvarado, threes in the fourth quarter during a blowout. But Alvarado was awesome. We are all glad that he is a New York Knick. But by the New York Knicks essentially swapping Yabusele for Alvarado, they saved $1 million, which moved the date significantly up by a month that the New York Knicks could sign another player to this roster. So by trading Yabusele, you add Jose Alvarado, you add the ability to sign a player right now. San Antonio goes and waives Jeremy Sochan, a player you inquired about to make a deal for and trade for him at the deadline, becomes a free agent. And because you had enough cap space to sign a player on a prorated contract through the end of the season, Jeremy Sochan is able to be a Knick. So shout out to Leon Rose, found a way to turn Gersh Yabusele into not only Alvarado, but also Jeremy Sochan for the rest of the season. When it comes to the trade, I'll actually ask you all this, not at the trade. Grade the signing, or give me your one-word reaction. You choose. Grade the signing or give me your one-word reaction to Jeremy Sochan. I give it an A+. I mean, you're getting a guy who has a lot of talent. There are some reasons it did go sideways in San Antonio, still just 22 years old, but you get him for nothing, and he wears a couple of different hats that you're going to need for the remainder of the regular season. And my one more reaction is upside. That is what Jeremy Sochan gives you. Upside. Still just 22 years old. In his first year in the NBA, in his second year in the NBA, he was a part of that Rising Stars game, being noted as one of the best up-and-coming young players in this league. At 6'8", 230 pounds, with the athleticism that he has, the wingspan that he has, this is someone that has the ability to be an elite defender. He hasn't really been that, though, over the last year and a half. We've seen signs, we've seen flashes, we've seen moments when he puts the athleticism, the size, and the length all together, and he's able to flash that defensive muscle. But you're getting a guy that is going to compete very similar to a way that, I'm not saying he's Josh Hart, but Josh Hart competes, a similar way that Jose Alvarado competes. You get a guy that's going to give you some more green check marks on the margins. He can play that small ball 5 as well. He could do that. He can rebound. He could push the pace. He can handle the rock. He tried to be a point guard in the NBA. That didn't work out. But he has certainly enough skills to be a secondary or a tertiary playmaker in an offense. In his career, he's averaging 10.4 points per game, 5.6 rebounds, 2.6 assists with 1.6 turnovers. The thing with him is he does not shoot threes, and he does not make threes. He shoots 28% for his career, attempting 2.3s a night, and he shoots 46% from the field, 53% on two-pointers, so not the worst. He could finish around the rim. You'll see him operating as almost like a point big at times, and it just gives the New York Knicks another legit body, another legit wing, another legit athlete to this basketball team. I'm pretty fired up about the Jeremy Sochan move. You already were a deep team coming into the trade deadline. You swap out Yabusele for a rotational player in Alvarado, and you sign a player in Sochan who may not be a part of the rotation every single night, but there's going to be moments. There's going to be games. If you have a matchup that you don't love, you could throw Sochan out there. God forbid the Knicks don't have to play. Like, they don't. Thankfully, they don't have to play the Pacers in the playoffs, but if they did, he could be someone that you could maybe try to throw at Pascal Siakam. As we've seen, the New York Knicks over the last 2 years don't have anybody for him. Big move, though. Jeremy Sochan, going to be a New York Knick. Fired up about that one. Stephen Bondi saying some background on the Sochan signing. He was a trade deadline target before the Knicks acquired Alvarado. The Knicks view him as a young player with upside for front court depth, with defensive versatility and some ball handling skills. I kind of like the idea of him playing alongside in a lineup with Jalen Brunson. It's not necessarily that guard-to-guard backcourt that we like to see or we know is successful for the Knicks, but it allows Brunson to play off ball a little bit. Sochan can handle. He can run through some pick and rolls. He can facilitate. He can allow Brunson to run through the baseline, come off some pin downs, and get open off ball. I'm excited to see the different ways that they use him. I'm curious to see what the rotation and the minutes are going to be every single night. He gives you another guy in transition, though. If you get out and run, he can run and he can throw it down. Great athlete in that regard. He's played 25 minutes a night throughout his career. Only played, though, in 28 games this year with the Spurs, averaging 12.8 minutes per night in 28 games. So not a lot of games played and not a lot of minutes either. I would like to know more of the backstory as to what happened. He was averaging 11.4 points and 6.5 boards last year with 2.4 assists. And in his second season, 11.6 points, 6.4 boards, and 3.4 assists. So I'd like to know why he's fallen out of favor in San Antonio, but a low risk, very, very high reward here for the Knicks as we get into that second half of the NBA season coming out of the All-Star break. OG Anunoby heads to the All-Star break, missing the last handful of games with that toe injury. I'm praying, and I don't think it's going to be anything long-term for Anunoby, but this gives you some sort of insurance. I'm not saying Sochan's Anunoby. I'm just saying he's a body that could defend on the wing if you did have a bad situation with Sochan, with Anunoby. So fired up about this one. Jeremy Sochan going to be joining the New York Knicks, and the Knicks will be back in action as I pull up their schedule as we go to the All-Star break here. They don't play for like a week plus. The new All-Star break really gives the players some time off. Their next game is going to be February 19th, so exactly in a week. And it'll be against the number 1 seed, Detroit Pistons. Can we just show up? Can we just show up? 2 times you've played the Pistons this year. They've kicked your teeth in. They've beat you by a combined, I think, 69 points in 2 games or something like that. Somewhere in the 60s. You got beat by 30 both times. That's who you're going to have to go through in the Eastern Conference to get to the NBA Finals. Let's show up. First game out of the break. Let's let them know what time it is. We're the team that knocked them out of the playoffs last year. And let's just go and compete. If you lose and it's close, cool. They're not some unbeatable team. You're better than them. Go prove it. Go prove it. All right. Jeremy Sochan's a Knick. We're back in 7 days for Knicks Pistons. I'm fired up. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon on your way out. And give me some JS's in the comment section. As Jeremy Sochan, welcome to the squad.